I recently enjoyed a cruise on Navigator of the Seas, sailing a round trip out of Los Angeles down to Mexico. I was really excited for my first time on a Voyager Class ship, as this class revolutionized cruise ships when they were introduced. Navigator launched in 2002 and received a massive upgrade in 2019 when Royal Caribbean spent $115 million upgrading her. So in this video we're going to go all over the ship for a full tour, but I'll also give you my honest thoughts and opinions. I'm not a travel agent or a YouTube celebrity. I paid for this cruise with my own money. My name is Scott and welcome to my channel, Let's All Cruise. Let's start the tour by taking a look at what's wrapped around the ship's funnel. It's the Viking Crown Lounge. This harks back to Royal Caribbean's first cruise ships, which featured a similar bar and lounge. As well as a dance floor and a grand piano, there is a bar and lots of lounge seating. But what really impresses are the spectacular views to the pool deck below, as well as to the ocean on each side. If you ask me, there's nothing better than being up here on a sea day and enjoying a beautiful ocean view. The entire area is open to all passengers, although in the corner there is the suite lounge reserved for those travelling in suites. Right next to the Viking Crown Lounge is Azumi, where you can eat sushi and sashimi, as well as teriyaki, ramen or poke. Note that there is an extra cost for this specialty restaurant, which is open for lunch and dinner. And as you can see, the seating is like a regular restaurant. There's no hibachi stations on board this ship. The final thing up here is the escape room. This is also for an extra fee, but I haven't tried it. Have you? Let me know in the comments what the experience is like. Let's head forward and we'll come back to the pools in a little bit. First, I wanted to show you what's at the front of Deck 13. Navigator Dunes is the name of a 9-hole mini golf course. There's no cost for this, and it's surrounded by lots of seating with a choice of deck chairs, loungers, as well as some clamshells for couples to share. There are also showers if you need to cool down on a hot day. We'll start heading aft now on Deck 12, and we'll be looking down at the pool deck one below. There are two pool areas. This is the adults-only solarium, although there is no glass roof like on some other types of Royal Caribbean ships. We'll take a closer look at this later. The next up is the main outdoor pool. As you can see, there are two swimming pools, and up here on Deck 12, on each side, there's a whirlpool with some shade covering, which I really appreciate. Here we're getting ready for sail away, so the band is playing some laid-back Caribbean vibes. I took most of this footage on one of our sea days, and as you can see, it's pretty packed. This was a beautiful sunny day in November, so everyone was making the most of it. If you've never been on a West Coast cruise before, you need to be aware of the marine layer, which is a thick blanket of fog. It's around late spring and even into early summer. So a ship like this, with only outdoor pool space, can get chilly. I've sailed on a number of cruises out of Los Angeles. If you want more information on them, visit my blog. I also have an upcoming sailing on Norwegian Bliss from LA. Hit subscribe if you want to see that video when it comes out. We're heading to the aft of the ship, but first I want to point out these casitas which are available to rent. If you want to do that, just go to the pool bar, Lime and Coconut, to make a booking. At the aft of the ship on Deck 13 is a sports court, water slides, and other cool stuff like the Flow Rider. The two water slides are collectively known as the Perfect Storm. They're named individually. One is a mat racer called Riptide, and the other is the Blaster, which is an aqua coaster. These are really good fun. Some water slides are very tame, but these aren't. The more relaxed of the two is the Blaster, where you ride on a little inflatable raft. Riptide, on the other hand, you go down face first on a mat, and it's super fast, lots of twists and turns, and you get a lot of water in your face right at the end. Once was enough for me, but I could see lots of kids loving it and going again and again. That's not all there is here. There's also Flow Rider, the surf simulator. I haven't tried it, but it's really fun to stop by, take a seat, and watch people try and stay upright. Royal Caribbean is known for having ships that appeal to people of all ages. On the left here is the teen area at the back of Deck 12, but the rest of this outdoor section is open to all. I shot this in the sail away, where we also had a Celebrity Solstice class ship on the left there. I love those ships and I've sailed on them a few times. If you want to check out what they're like, I do have a video on my channel. Also at the aft here, there's the fitness center with lots of machines on offer, including treadmills, ellipticals, exercise bikes, as well as weights. That concludes Deck 12, so let's head down to the pool deck proper, as there's still lots more to see. If you have any questions about this ship, do leave them in the comments and I will reply. As well as the two pools, there is this splash pad area for little kids. And the pool deck also has a number of food options, though the first of these, Johnny Rockets Express, does have a fee. Here you'll find burgers, hot dogs and fries. On the other side of the ship, there's El Loco Fresh, and I'm happy to say this is included at no extra cost. On offer here, there's tacos, quesadillas, burritos, chips, beans, tortillas, really everything you'd expect at a quick service Mexican restaurant. And it's pretty good. I'm pleased to say that like every other Royal Caribbean ship, there's soft serve for free here on the pool deck. Now let's take a closer look at the solarium, which includes 2 giant whirlpools. I like this area. While it's a lot smaller than the main pool area, this is for adults only, and it's got more shade too. The solariums on Royal Caribbean used to be for age 16 and up, but they did change that a couple of years ago to 18 and up. Oh, by the way, there's also a bar up here. Let's head back to the aft of Deck 11 where the Windjammer buffet lives. This is included for everyone at no extra cost, and it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love the massive hand washing setup here, and on a ship with up to 4,000 passengers, I really appreciate it, and I wish every cruise line was as good as Royal is, as encouraging you to washy before yummy yummy. Before we take a closer look at the Windjammer, I wanted to point out that there's a couple of specialty restaurants here as well. We've got Jamie's Italian on one side, and on the other side we've got Chops Grill, Royal Caribbean Steakhouse. I was actually really impressed by the Windjammer on this ship. This was another area that got enhanced in the 2019 upgrades. It's really spacious, the decor has been updated, and it never felt crowded. I think on newer ships they've reduced the size of the buffet area, but at the same time added other food venues to try and spread people out. But even so, on some ships the buffet still gets really crowded in peak times. If you want to see more food, I literally took hundreds of pictures at breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you can see them all on my website, letsallcruise.com. I've sailed on a lot of different cruise lines, and I think the food in the Windjammer is pretty good, a decent selection, but my favourite buffets by far are from Celebrity Cruises, part of the Royal Caribbean group, and the buffet is a step up from this in terms of quality, as well as a much bigger selection of food on offer. If you're loyal to Royal or Celebrity, you should know that they have loyalty status match, so you can also get perks if you sail on the other line. If you haven't tried Celebrity yet, it's a little more upscale, and while it's not adults only, there are very few kids on board. If you like a laid-back, relaxing cruise, Celebrity is perfect. The Windjammer also has a bar, but you don't need to queue up. One of the waitstaff will take your order at your table and bring the drinks to you. While there's no outdoor area in the Windjammer on this ship, it does have wonderful ocean views at the aft, which I really enjoyed. Much to my surprise, when I visited the nearby restrooms, I found they also came with a spectacular sea view. We've covered the upper decks, so let's head down the main elevators in the 11-deck high Centrum, the central atrium of the ship. And if you're lucky, you'll catch a glimpse of the stowaway and their piano going by. We're at the halfway point of the tour, so if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. It's totally free. I do this as a hobby and it's a lot of work, so a like means a lot. Here on Deck 7, we've got the library and the card room. If you're looking for a quiet place to read or play a board game, then this is worth checking out. Below that on Deck 6, you've got the next cruise office, but we're just going to head down to Deck 5, which is the main indoor deck, and we're going to start at the aft where the main dining room is. It's one of the more traditional main dining room layouts, with the grand atrium stretching over decks 3, 4 and 5. It's open for breakfast and dinner every day and lunch on sea days. I love coming here for breakfast as it's much more relaxing than the Windjammer. It's nice being on vacation and having breakfast brought to you. If you'd like to see photos of the food served in the main dining room, check out my website, there's lots of pictures there, as well as the normal menus and the allergen guides too. Staying on Deck 5, here is the Royal Promenade. This was another revolutionary design change on Voyager Class ships, and the inspiration actually came from Scandinavian car ferries. This long and wide internal space is the height of 4 decks, and has 3 floors of internal rooms with windows that look into the Royal Promenade. While some of the decor here is a little dated, I just love this space. It's a little bit bling, and I love that in a cruise ship. Looking down these stairs to decks 3 and 4 leads to the casino, 1 deck below, and the skating rink on Deck 3. We'll take a look at that later. On one side here we've got guest services, and on the other side the first of many bars. This is our bar. Royal says this serves classic cocktails and vintage vibes, but to me it's just a bar, nothing special. There's a number of shops on board, starting with port merchants that sells duty-free alcohol and tobacco for consumption at home after your cruise. And this shop is also where you'll find some essential items like toothbrush, deodorant, and so on. On the left here, we've got the main shop where you can buy perfumes, secondhand bags, and accessories. This also contains the Royal Caribbean logo branded merchandise, including souvenirs, novelties, and clothing like hats, t-shirts, and more. I bought a great Royal Caribbean hoodie here, which I really love. It's in the blue and yellow colours of the brand. Opposite is one of my favourite bars, the Bamboo Room. This is a Polynesian themed cocktail bar with some kitschy retro vibes. As far as I know, this bar is only in one other ship, so I love trying this out since it's pretty rare. They serve Mai Tai, Zombie, Navy Grog and other tiki themed drinks, as well as classics like daiquiris, pina colada and lots more. Now here's something unique to Navigator that no other ship has. Here you can get blowouts, plus a selection of wine or champagne to enjoy at the same time. Moving along, we have Copper and Clover, an English pub, serving drinks and pub food for an extra cost. It also features bar acts like guitar singers and karaoke. For an inclusive food option here on Deck 5, we've got Cafe Promenade with a selection of food and snacks like sandwiches, cookies and desserts, available throughout the day and night, including breakfast food served in the morning. Since there's no Sorrentos on board, Cafe Promenade also serves pizza. Next to that, we've got a coffee station, another spot on board where you can get Starbucks espresso coffees, and also Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Both of these are for an additional cost. Playmakers is a sports bar and lounge, and if you want to check out a game while you're on board, this is the place to do it. There's also bar food available here for an extra cost. At the end of the Royal Promenade is the forward set of elevators. Before we go check out the other decks, let's visit the Star Lounge, and there's something really cool beyond that I want to show you. Star Lounge is where you'll find activities like trivia, game shows, live music, and also art auctions. But if you exit the Star Lounge from either side, you can go to the bow of the ship. It's really unusual that the bow is open to passengers at any time. A bow visit is often a special invite-only event, perhaps for higher status loyalty tiers. But a Navigator, anyone can come here and check it out. The helipad is open to all, and as you can see, it's got lots of benches for seating. We were enjoying the view up here, and then we spotted what we thought was a shark in the water. This was such an exciting moment, until another passenger confirmed that it was actually a sunfish. Not quite as exciting as a shark, but it was pretty cool as we'd never seen one before. The bow area connects with the main outdoor promenade, which is on Deck 4, and it's mostly unobstructed, so you can enjoy those ocean views. This was a beautiful late afternoon stroll as the sun was going down before we left Ensenada. Unlike newer ships, Navigator has a wraparound promenade deck, albeit you do have to go up and down some stairs when you get to the bow area. But it's still a great feature and helps you get your steps in every day. Heading inside now on Deck 4 near the aft, there's a Starbucks coffee shop where you can get your drinks, of course, for a fee. Directly opposite that is Bolero's, a Latin-themed bar and club with live music and a classic cocktail list, serving mojitos, caipirinhas, and others. Come for the music or enjoy some time on the dance floor. This is always a popular place to be, but my personal favourite bar is the Schooner Bar. This nautical themed bar is in every Royal Caribbean ship, and it's always popular. Trivia and other quizzes take place frequently during the daytime, and at night you'll find a piano singer tickling the ivories. The final specialty dining restaurant on this tour is Hooked Seafood. This is another newer venue added in 2019. Features a menu of New England-style seafood, including oysters and lobster. At the forward end of Decks 3 and 4 is the Royal Theatre. The main production show is called Showgirls, Past, Present and Future, featuring a large cast of singers and dancers accompanied by a live band. Other nights may include a comedian or even a movie. Movies and bingo may be other daytime events going on here in the Royal Theatre. Midships on Deck 3 is Studio B, and again this was another never-before-seen attraction introduced on the Voyager Class. As well as this production show, passengers are able to skate here during the daytime. So what do I think of Navigator of the Seas? It's a very nice ship with really cool features like the water slides, ice rink, the Royal Promenade, and lots of options for eating and drinking. Honestly, the only thing that lets it down is that the staterooms and bathrooms are rather dated. But the rest of the ship, including the service on board, is really great. I always appreciate the friendly crew in a royal ship, and I really enjoyed making this video and looking back on the time I spent on board Navigator. But Royal Caribbean has recently introduced a new class of much younger ships into Los Angeles, and I've now sailed on both of them. To see what these Quantum class ships are like, check out this video. There's quite a lot that's new and different in these ships compared to Navigator. Please do hit the like and subscribe buttons before you go. I'd really appreciate the help. My name is Scott, and thank you for watching my channel. Let's all cruise.